We live, baby. We live. You know, Virgil Ortiz, Jerron Boots in us. Hopefully March of next year. But besides that, we here to talk about the resumes, baby. Facts versus opinions. Listen, I know y'all been waiting for this forever. You understand? Because I've been waiting for this forever to try to get it out there. But besides that, I just came to talk here. Let me get my notes. Give me a second. Let me get my notes. My coffee. Got my notes, my coffee. Uh, the setup gonna look more better once I get my pass this week. Go out here and grab the blogging kit. I got the studio and stuff, so and the storage room just talking. Yeah, cause this shit got me looking weird. You know what I mean? Got me looking weird. I look like a weirdo right there. But yeah, let's get to it. Enough of the talking. See, I did episode 1, the Boots Resume, episode 1. Go check that out right now. It's on the page. Now we're on episode 2 of Virgil Ortiz resume. You understand me? And another thing is, y'all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it, put it out there. Let's talk it. Besides that, you know, the Facts versus Opinion show will be back later on today. You know, um, we will be back later on today. We will be back later on today. Episode 34, bring you the Shack episode. Me and my guy and Y Santos. Go over there to my co-host channel, hit that subscribe button, please. You hear me? Please hit that subscribe button. But besides that, let's talk it. Let's talk it. Where we're gonna start off at? We're gonna start off with Virgil Ortiz last. We're gonna do 11 opponents. I'm gonna do 11 opponents. His last 11 opponents. You hear me? So that's from 140, 147 to 154. This is all fact, not an opinion. You hear me? Ain't nothing opinionated. This is all fact. How can I do this? Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, cool. This is where we're gonna start off at. All right, we're gonna start off. Virgil last opponent, Erickson Lubin. We know Erickson Lubin been shell shot since 2016. We seen Charlo put him out, knock him out cold. You seen it. You seen his leg leaning like a kickstand. I mean, gave him a kickstand, shit, leaning like a motorcycle. Excuse me. He shell shot. So people, excuse me, is thinking of the old Lubin. You can't think of Lubin of 2016 or the Lubin you see in the gym, because the last fights we seen Lubin in wasn't nothing spectacular. Especially with the Jesus Ramos fight. We know Jesus, was robbed in that fight. Everybody knew the wrong man got his hand raised in that fight. But besides that, Virgil Ortiz went in there, fought a shell shock Lubin, a guy that's he it's over for him, cheats, butt cheats, but I'm gonna give y'all that. Then we gonna go to Madrimov. This is crazy, man. Madrimov been on a back-to-back losing streak, right? But the key thing about Madrimov is, and what I always been telling y'all is, Madrimov is not that. He's not that. Y'all people looking at him like he's that. No, Bud Crawford forced the world to believe that Madrimov is a top guy, an elite fighter, which he never was. He forced y'all to believe that because of he ain't wanted to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. Bud Crawford ain't wanted to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. Bud Crawford ain't wanted to fight Brian Norman Jr. Bud Crawford ain't wanted to go fight Stanley Owners, who had the WBA regular champion, the real belt. No, he ain't wanted to go fight a Mario Barrios. You understand? Even when he moved up to 154, you know Virgil Ortiz was at 154. He ain't even fight Virgil at 154. You know what I mean? Could have fought Bachman, he could have fought all them guys, but he didn't. He chose the guy with 10 wins and forced y'all to believe that his amateur career was something spectacular when it never was. Imagine him off his ass. But at the end of the day, when him and Bud fought, it was for the WBA intern champion. If you know, you know. Just go back and do your research. 2023, 2024, before them guys fought. And when you look at the title at the end of the press conference, you see the WBC was a fake belt, and you see the WBA intern. I know because my channel got a strike for it. Because hating ass niggas know I'm going to tell the truth. This is all facts, no opinions. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to analyze and dissect the game and give y'all the truth. But besides that, Madrimov, a nobody, butt cheeks. Then he ended up fighting, remember, Boachuk. You know, to my knowledge that I've been seeing, Boachuk really been on a losing streak. You know, Mikael Fox exposing, Bochica exposing, and those two fighters got robbed. You know, Brandon Adams showed y'all that he's not amongst that elite level competition. But everybody forced y'all guys to believe that shit, right? I talk all this Boachuk shit, but Boachuk duck boots. Y'all talk all of this Boachuk shit, but Boachuk duck boots. But they keep it tall. They keep it tall. Boachuk was robbed in that fight. Boachuk beat Virgil in that fight and was robbed. Because we seen the WWE Nick Khan display shit in the beginning of the fight before both fighters walked down to the arena. If I'm not mistaken, I think Boachuk was in the ring. And then Oscar and Turkey came out before Virgil walked down the aisle. And they said Virgil win this fight today. Him and Bud Crawford will fight in February. And you see Oscar De La Hoya on some Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Paul Bearer type shit. Oh, I can't believe Bud Crawford and Virgil Ortiz. Man, ain't none of that shit happening. But that's what you see all cat. Boachuk won that fight. He got robbed. But that's 3 I gave you, right? We're going to go next. I gave you 3. So you got Erickson Lubin, Madrimov, Boachuk, right? We're going to go to Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker is the natural 140 pounder. You moved him up after he get his ass whooped. You moved him up to 147. Weight drink, yo, you move this guy up, this little guy up to 147, bro. But this is the key thing, but y'all not hearing me as, right? You fought Maurice Hooker 2021, right? The same time, right? You and Stanionis was supposed to fight. You ducked Stanionis, bro. The nigga ducked Stanionis. Because Maurice Hooker was the WBO junior champion in 2021. The nigga ducked Stanionis. Remember, he fought Maurice Hooker, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 2022, 2023-ish. You know, it was between the 2022, 2023-ish he fought Maurice Hooker. The last time we see Maurice Hooker, he was a WBO junior champion at 140. Move up to 147, like a year and a half later, close to 2 years, to fight a big ass Virgil Ortiz. We understand what happened, but bro, he was ass cheeks. He was shell shocked then. So you fought really 3 shell shocked niggas. But one of the 3 shell shocked beat you. So you got Lubin, Madrimov, Maurice Hooker, Boachuk. Thomas Delorme. Boots knocked him out. Bud knocked him out. Everybody knocking him out. You end up moving this guy all the way up to 154. You already know he's ass. He's shell shocked. He butt cheeks. Move him up to 154. And all of these people I'm naming right here are tune-up fights. 154. You moved him up. A tune-up. A tune-up. A tune-up. So you got Lubin, tune-up. Madrimov, ass. Maurice Hooker, tune-up. Boachuk, shell shock, but he beat you, ass. Thomas Delorme, shell shock. All tune-up. Then you move Frederick Lawson, who was straight butt cheeks. Frederick Lawson, who was straight butt cheeks. He was a tune-up. Wasn't that your first fight at 154? It was Frederick Lawson, correct? Then Thomas Delorme, correct. That's 2 tune-ups. Then Boachuk, correct. That's 3 tune-ups, but Boachuk beat you. Then Madrimov, which is another tune-up, because we don't really fucking know the guy, which is another tune-up, and his resume is not aging like fine wine, because he has. It's 4 tune-ups, bro. It's 4 tune-ups, and those 4 tune-ups is all at 154. Those 4 tune-ups are all one. Frederick Lawson, Thomas Delorme, Boachuk, Madrimov. Then at 147, Maurice Hooker, when you could have came back and fought Stanley Jonas and got that title. Remember, you kept falling sick. I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. Then we're going to get to McKinson. McKinson, bro. Who the fuck is McKinson, bro? A bomb. Then you fought, shout out the Mean Machine, 2-time Olympian, but he never was a champion. So the only champion you beat on your resume was a 140 champion, but you beat him at 147. Because you never fought him when he was a champion at 140. You never fought him. Give me 1 second, y'all. My apologies. So now you got, 2-time Olympian, Mean Machine. You fought La Maestro, Herrera, La Maestro, right? You fought La Maestro, uh, uh, Orozco, and Brad Sullivan. Brad Sullivan. Who the fuck is Brad Sullivan? Oh, Orozco. Who the fuck is Orozco? La Maestro, the last time we seen La Maestro had a great performance when he fought Danny Garcia in Puerto Rico. He beat Danny Garcia, same way Boachuk beat you. But you let you guys paint the picture. Y'all want to paint a whole different narrative, like Virgil Ortiz resume top dog. Bro, you've been to 3 different weight classes and still never had an opportunity for a title shot. And what I want to know is, you got a guy who fought better competition, which is multiple Olympians on his resume, champions on his resume. He became a champion and a unified champion on his resume. But we let you tell it. You paint a whole different narrative, man. You paint a bad narrative, man. A bad narrative in boxing, and that's wrong, man. That's false, and that's corny. But you people, man, y'all allow it. Y'all allow it to happen. Y'all allow it to transpire the way it is. Me, I'm not gonna let anybody do that. I'm gonna push it to a whole nother situation, a whole nother structure, a whole nother game, a whole nother environment. Because this is the facts here. Ain't nothing fake. Um, you're gonna get a how can I say this? A lot of people get a lot of hate for certain reasons. Me and the channel that I have, I gotta tell you the truth. I have to show you the truth. I can't lie to you. I love the sport of boxing. I love football. I love the sport of boxing. I just love sports in general. But one thing you learn about the game is when you're growing up, it's your blood, sweat, and tears that's dedicated to the sport. Any sport you love, any sport you play. But then, once you get into these to where you want to be at, sign big promotion or go to the NFL, NBA, sign a PBC, Golden Boy, Top Rank, Matchroom, Queensberry, Riyadh, TKO, Zuffa, whatever way you want to direct your career in, it's like it's entertainment now. So it's you would get here and you get a story, you get a script, you get a storyline, you be like, damn, bro, like this is not what it is. this is not what it is. You know, and there's over 10 billion people in the world, and you become the top 5,000 elite fighters in the world. It's 5,000 elite fighters in the world that they label. And sometimes you will have 96 fighting 155. Sometimes you will have number 12 fighting one one 121. Know what I mean? But it be for a title shot. And people don't really understand the game because people don't dissect it and analyze it how we do. How All Facts No Opinion Sport podcast. Shout out my guy Santos Boxing. How we dissect the game. It's other channels out there, that dissect it just like us. Shout out my guy H Money Boxing. Shout out Kendrell. Shout out the Fast Lane. Shout out the Round One. Shout out the Fast Life. It is. It's a lot of people out here that's really dissecting the game and talking about, you know, the up and coming fighters, the next superstars that's entering the game and that's going to change it and that have a dog mentality. You know, you see other people, coming, watching, keeping their eye on us. Listen, there's no such thing as stealing content. We all content creators. We all try to get our lives, our videos, our shorts out there so the world can see. And 9 times out of 10, majority of us be sharing the same type of content, but it be different analytics and different breakdowns. How we give you the perspective in our facts of our eyes. My brain is more of a teacher. Everything that I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you, and when I'm showing you, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it work. Other people that just go there and just want to tell you shit, and when you look at them, you're like, bro, there's no definition. So you telling me to do these workouts, you telling me to do this, but you doing it with me, but there's no definition. So I'm seeing that it's not working. And it takes time. A lot of things takes time. But the key thing I was talking about getting signed is a lot of people don't know that you gotta you have a lot of if you hear any music in the background, do not own the copyrights to none of it. I'm live. There's music being played outside. But like I say, you come across, scripted things. Everything become entertainment. Everything's entertainment. This entertainment that entertainment this entertainment that. And people don't realize that everything is scripted. You know, like for instance, you watch a person tweet age like fine wine, and what I mean by that is, we watch a tweet go out there saying a certain entity is a dictator, and you see the dictatorship. And the reason I say that because I said it when the first card was ever mentioned. The first thing I said out my mouth was, "Pay attention, y'all. All of these loaded cards is going to stop every main event from back. Like they're going to dry the mainstream out, trying to dry out all of the big promoters with the fights that we don't want to see, but they forcing y'all to believe that they putting on these big cards, which they is, but it's not fights that we want to see. And, it's not fights that we want to see. But at the end of the day, you see Zufa, you see TKO, you see a lot of you see a lot of people that's coming in attacking Muhammad Ali Act. That's the point I'm getting at. You know, and, and the Muhammad Ali Act. I'm gonna change that. What's wrong with you, y'all? Sometimes I hate that shit, yo. You just got dumbass people that do dumbass shit sometimes, yo. Gotta fuck up everything, yo. That's what people need to understand, y'all. People gotta stop worrying about yourselves. Because y'all think of the small picture, think of something big. When other people doing shit, you just worry about what you want. That's why the game's so fucked up. That's why you got these retarded ass young motherfuckers out here that can't read or write. Yeah, but getting back to this Virgil Ortiz situation, Harrison Lubin, Majimov, Bowichuk, Thomas Delorme, Frederick Lawson, Maurice Hooker, McKenzie, uh, this guy, Mean Machine, uh, Herrera, Aruco, Brad Sullivan. If y'all saying that's a strong resume, then y'all don't know shit about boxing. Y'all don't know nothing about the sport of boxing. Y'all don't know nothing about these fighters. Because I'm watching people that say the dumbest shit. So I just named you those 11 fighters, right? Right? I'm gonna name you Boots. I'm gonna name you Boots 11. All right? We're gonna go with Castillo Clayton, Sergey Limpinis, Stanionis, Delorme, who this guy fought, but when Boots fought Delorme, he was ranked number 9 in welterweight, and Boots knocked him the fuck out. Abayo, Avenesia, Roman Villa, Karen, Damian Fernandez, Armando Alvarez, Raymond Serrano. You feel me? And that's 11. And that 11 I named, right? Boots 11, Castillo Claxton was the WBA champion, right? Welterweight champion since 2019. Six-time national champion, but an Olympian, 2012 Olympian. Sergey Lipinus, IBF champion. Stanionis, WBA champion, plus a 2016 Olympian. Who? Boots defeated. Stop it. Thomas Delorme ranked number 9 at the time. Boots beat. Ayubov ranked number 10. Boots beat. Dave Avenesia, who Bud beat and Boots beat, was a WBA regular champion. Boots beat him, European welterweight champion. Bud and Boots beat him. They beat champions. Roman Villa, who was ranked number 5 at the time, who beat Speedy Hand Rashidi Ellis. Who beat him? Boots knocked him out. Karen been Boots mandatory 2 times and the mandatory again for the IBF right now. Big dog Boots beat him. Damian Fernandez, hard hitting fighter, hard hitting puncher. Boots beat him and he was ranked number 11. Armando Alvarez, power hitter, Virgil Ortiz type of fighter. Boots, who's ranked number 5, Boots knocked him out, stunning on him. Raymond Serrano. Oh, Raymond Serrano. This kid was an Olympian for real from out of Philadelphia. A junior Olympian champion. 2005 international gold medal champion. A bronze medal 2006. Under 19 silver medals champion. All of this 3-4 time Olympian. And then Chris Van Hardy, the IBO champion. And I did not count Lima, who was the IBO champion too. So you see the difference in the resumes, right? But you can go back and watch the first episode of Facts versus Opinions of the Boots resume and have a better understanding and visualize that the shit I'm giving you is real, man. Ain't none of this shit is fake. Everything is real and it's all facts, man. You can go look it up yourself. You can go do your own box rec and check it out yourself. But at the end of the day, I just came to bring y'all this show, this opportunity. There's a lot of disrespect going on in the background back here. So at the end of the day, I see y'all later. We be live later. Well, episode 34 of You Dig Me, the Cook Up Hour, my co-host Santos Boxing. I'm up on out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Dollar.